exactly what does happen. So the question is, can EG really set the pace they're looking for here? Is mid LC is one of my personal favorites, John, but I can't necessarily say it's good. Maybe Chris Luck will prove me wrong.
Yeah, I think as long as he plays his aggression right, it can be still pretty nice up against Laurel. I can see a value point in Torrent just throwing off any trades from an LC. Like, again, just the fact that the debuff lingers when you walk into that area is pretty massive.
Cheeky ward placement here from Team Spirit, but they don't actually see anyone with that smoke. Big wraparound, EG getting a nice ward themselves, and they'll see Collapse on the Brewmaster. Collapse already losing a lot of HP, and he is as good as dead. Panda the one to take the kill, but now a great torrent from Lal, and the Fatal Bond's out. Oh, they're all just sharing the pain. Yatoro, no more reflection to play with. The chase is still going from Aposhka. He's got no spells left to throw out, but they really want the kill. Reflection in 5 seconds now for Yatoro, so he might just have it in the nick of time to secure this kill. So he will throw it out, and it's going to be enough for Panda. They'll get another one. Who wins that team fight, John? You tell me. Oh, it's not even finished yet. Matthew's in trouble now. Oh, Maposhka's got a killing spree. 3 kills to Maposhka.
You cannot fight into Fatal Bonds that way. I mean, it's still some pretty good kills. You kill off Laurel, you kill off Collapse, but the fact that Yatoro gets to soak up all of that free XP, a little bit of gold for himself, does feel a lot better there. I mean, they come in, it's a 4-man bonds.
It's a
with
4-man Fatal
with
Bond.
reflection.
Oh.
So much.
You kind of almost miss it while the fight's going on, and next thing you know, just everyone dying from EG, and well, that's a fantastic start. Mind you, most of the kills did go to Maposhka. He picked up 3 out of 4. So, do with that what you will, John. Maposhka's going to get some brown boots early this time, it seems.
Yeah, you don't mind that too much, honestly. Like, the Warlock, with a little bit of move speed, can feel a little bit better in that lane. It is a challenging lane nonetheless when you're dealing with a Skyrath mage. We are taking a look down bot.
I know, but Matthew's dying right now. One more hit with a Shadow Word, he might actually just die. Though he does have a Fairy Fire to be fair, so he's going to be okay. Meanwhile, mid lane, Chris Luck already dropping extremely low to Lal. Of course, he does have the regen at the moment of the courage, but in this Kunkka, it's only going to get it harder as time goes on. This is not an easy matchup.
And that's the one thing when you are running LC up against Kunkka, right? Like, Kunkka doesn't need to go for the X marks the spot here. So if you can go for a 2-3-0 build, the Torrent doesn't need to connect every single time. If you try to run up and be aggressive on the Kunkka, you cop the slow, you can't keep up that chase. Laurel's always going to have a little bit of an easier time. It's not going to be a complete wash. Chris Luck's already managing to get some recovery here. But as the levels go up, this just doesn't simplify for the LC. Laurel just gets a lot more out in lane, and even with a value point in X, you can always go for the X TP back reset, and he'll be on top of the LC anyway.
Yeah. What about that bottom lane? Collapse. Stay with Mira. Panda and Bakaz going at it as well. This might be the boring lane, right? Like, this is the one where you may not expect too many kills. Mind you, you do have a Lion Brewmaster, so you have a very easy way of igniting the Cinder Brew every time. And it seems like Collapse is indeed going for the Vessel build, so I suppose once the urn is up, you probably could try to make a play for Bakaz's life, or even just Panda's life. But till then, chances are they're just going to chill.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more passive. This is a decent lane for Bakaz to just build up in, so you don't mind that passive lane at all. I think the Venge Morph is a little bit slower. Just kind of want to hold back, build up on Bakaz as much as possible. And in that sense, you are finding what you want. And you aren't having as great of a time as Yatoro up top and Panda.
Okay, Panda. Not so okay, though. Panda will go down. Collapse and Mirror, able to secure a very simple kill against the Venge. It's very hard playing a support against these two, as C Smile now in trouble. Lal, he's got the X up, brings him back, and Chris Luck is down. Gets the level 4, held a skill point for the X just in case he needed it, and he certainly did. It does pay off in the end. Now top lane, Matthew. In a bit of danger, but the Metamorphosis not really lasting long enough, and eventually they'll have to let him go. Yatoro is pretty much free farming though on the TB. He has got no contest.
Now, there's not much you can really achieve here with your Axe and with your Sky. It's going to take some levels you can't really just run down onto the Terrorblade. If you can maybe get an opportunistic call when you get the value point, that could be where the openings begin, but it's still rather tough. Yatora's balancing the lane well. And Miposhka's always there with a heal. He has the early Sage Mask to sustain the spell spam as well. And mind you, even though it doesn't feel like too much damage, but Fatal Bonds plus Reflection does mean it's really hard to commit when you are trying to dive in there.
Oh, absolutely. You can't underestimate how much you can pump out just with that alone, and you see Whisper trying to assert his dominance, but it's not too easy against that Warlockers. Oh, bottom Panda, he went a bit too far again. Panda, I mean, he's maybe going to survive because they might not want to dive the tier 1 tower, but he takes so much damage. It's just, as soon as that Cinder Brew ends up connecting with the follow-up, it's just too much. It's just too much damage.
Yeah, it certainly is. You have to respect that. They're doing a great job, though, of still giving Pakaz room to farm. So I think even if you're acting as a sacrificial support for Panda, as long as the Morph doesn't die, you're happy. Although...
in trouble now. Mira is still alive. Will be able to walk his way out. Collapse now just frontlining for his teammate. Will be able to walk away. EG trying to apply some pressure. Looks like they'll lose the courier of Pakaz as well to Mira. But with Mira being this low, he is going to have to retreat just a little bit, I think. It seems like he might just stick around for another attempt at the life of Panda, who is trying to chase the lion. He won't be able to get within range for a quick stun. Meanwhile, mid. Boat will land. Chris Luck getting caught with that one, and Chris Luck might be dying a second time in just a moment. TP's incoming, but it's too late. That's a secondary solo kill for Lal, and that is a big problem for EG.
Yeah, this mid LC not going off to a strong start it's going to be a rough recovery period for EG. You're going to have an LC that's going to have to sit back and farm into the blink, or conversely depend on the Venge for some swap duels, which isn't really the ideal. It's going to be like, what, 2-3 heroes just farming up because of the spacing from Chris Luck. He's got to try to find some room, but again, this mid matchup, well, theoretically, LC does great against melee matchups. Kunk is the one exception. Like, even with the level 1 Torrent, Laurel, as long as you connect it somehow, you're always going to feel good. You're always going to harass with a Tidebringer, and you're not just going to stand there and pop right clicks anyway.
Oh, lol, he sees a Skywrath. Wants to go for this, but the silence was there in time from Matthew to ensure that Lal does not end up connecting with that, though he might just think about C-Smile instead. C-Smile will be just fine. Meanwhile, Mira down at bottom lane's being chased by Panda. Goes for the TP play out, and he's not going to make it. Panda, just enough damage to secure the kill. So they do get a bit of revenge here on Mira.
Yep. And that was a TP out as well, so no bottle TP plays. No, he's going to have to walk back to lane, which isn't the ideal. Brewmaster left alone. Collapse is not... He is durable, but not durable enough with his current HP. Has to be a little bit cautious, even with that earn up. No charges for him to play with. It will force out a rotation from Laurel, though.
Yeah, why not? You want earn charges, that's the thing. Collapse has got the earn, but he's got no charges available. They'll make the jump in on Panda for those easy earn charges, and there you go. Now you've got him. Yatoro, in the meantime, actually denies a Wisdom Rune away from EG with the illusion. It's the thing about Yatoro, man. You can't give this guy TB. He's always doing something with these illusions.
Yeah, it's just really efficient. Makes work across the map, takes away that EXP that you really need on the supports here of EG. Like, Venge Sky need a lot to come up here. You need that Mystic Flare, you need a swap. You don't have that fast blink you're expecting in your LC, so you definitely need that swap to set up. And none of those tools will be available. And just losing a Wisdom Rune like that hurts your chances a ton.
The Cars, bottom lane, that's a big problem. He's going to try and Strength Morph now, but it's no good. Level 1 Attribute Shift is not going to be quick enough. The Cars, I mean, you know, it is the standard build he goes for, but when you get jumped like that, they've got the disables, there's just no chance of survival.
Yeah, maybe a little bit greedy, actually, going for just the level 1 shift. I think you're in a lane that you can easily get pressured in, easily get chain stunned. So it's just being quick with that and having a little bit faster shift on your stats can be the difference between dying and living in that lane. Good punishment coming out from Team Spirit, a very strong start coming out for them. 3-9 with the 3k lead up. And so far, everything's going swimmingly well. They've got some good stacks to clear out. Oh.
Jump out, Mira, not throwing the stun. There it is now. With Yatoro with the backup, he is down again. It's just so devastating, man. You land that Cinder Brew into a stun. It feels impossible to get away from. And you know, John, it's only going to get worse. Because once you've got the vessel up on this Brewmaster, you know, that attribute shift is going to do even less.
Yep. It's not going to be sustainable. While that happens down bot, Laurel, he has some stacks to clear out in the jungle. No forward vision to contest that from EG, and they're on the hunt here.
Yeah, Whisper. Chases on. Very nice golden drop from Maposhka. Sneaks up from the back. Secures Whisper. Chasing down Matthew as well. Look at all the little minor imps just chasing Matthew down. Another couple for Team Spirit. And so far, it is too easy for Team Spirit, I think. Oh, even Picard's courier going down now. Luckily, no items on it, but he wanted something from the secret shop. I believe it was the Ring of Health that he's never going to get now.
Yeah, great series of takes. Team Spirit, again, they've got this early timing. They've got this really strong start. They're denying the map. They're taking away. Even just the small things like the courier can make a massive difference. And Yatoro is just... he's being so active on this Terrorblade, even just the Dragonlance, which is what you like to see is they make a play onto Panda.
They are all over the map. Mid lane, you're going to lose Panda. Radiant Triangle, C-Small might think he's safe, but he's not. Or maybe he is. Maposhka, he's the one to get caught out by a jewel, and he does go down. Yatoro was around the corner, but says, screw that, I'm going for the mid-tier 1 tower. And Chris Luck, he does get his first duel victory of the game. Happy days.
A nice little pickup, with the double damage rune as well, makes short work. It's an important kill to find just to rush this Blink and Blade Mail. It's certainly something they needed. Pakaz, though, ooh.
You're trying to really play on the edge, doesn't quite get within range. While still going, though, X is out onto Panda once again. Pakaz does not look like he wants to fight right now. He does not feel confident, that's for sure. He will go back to the triangle, but now... oh, Yatoro, he's making the call to keep going. They're on to Whisper this time around. Whisper, he's a tanky boy with the Vanguard and the Blink up. He will walk away. But Team Spirit, they are still just not afraid. They'll get the X out onto the Axe into the torrent, but it's just Lal messing with it. They are literally just playing with their food here, Team Spirit.
Yeah. And there's not much you can do here. Oh?
The Casca, Yatoro's just chasing down this morph by himself. Whisper gonna jump in for the call, and now the Mystic Flare. Yatoro. Picard will hand over the tip. I mean, Picard must have been like, come on, bro, this is a little bit insulting at this stage. See small, mid lane. Oh, he's gonna make it. Panda with the magic missile, stopping the attack animation of Lal. And with that, Team Spirit, they may need to retreat. Whispers in again. Very nice call out. There's no follow-up to it.
They have to be a little bit cautious, Team Spirit. That's a little bit crazy.
Mira was waiting for Picard to go for the tier 1, but isn't going to get the opportunity to go after the Morphling. They are going a little bit crazy, though, John. I agree with you. Team Spirit may be a little bit too excited.
I mean, Yatoro's running in without Sunder. You know, he went full greed, going for Metamorphosis and Conjure Image. So he doesn't have a bailout. If he had Sunder, maybe he could have made a play. His teammates could have backed him up, but yeah, just going a little bit wild with Team Spirit. You know, chill out a little bit. They've got a good lead, 5k. You don't want to bleed that away. They are farming into the jungle now. Some stacks for Yatoro to find this time. Looks like a Yasha into Scotty build up for him. Set to come out fairly nice. You've got the Midas running for Collapse, and you've got the Smoke out here. Just Mir and Miposhka's. Collapse wants to keep farming, but they are taking the gate down south.
There's your smoke out. Into the mid lane. They'll see Lal. Lal does back himself out at the right time, so he's not going to be the target they were looking for. Bottom lane, see Smile now being smoked on by Mira and Miposhka. I don't think they can really do this on their own, but they're going to try. And never mind what I said, they certainly can. Alright, they certainly can.
Those imps.
Those imps, oh my goodness.
It's too much damage. When they blow up, it's just way too much coming out from the Fatal Bonds. And that is the Golem drop, but it's solo pickoff for the supports, although...
Not very often you see a Warlock Lion jump up to an LC and just solo him, John. It's not very often.
Nope. And it's a full creep wave with a lot of imps. You know, they blow up at Fatal Bonds, man. It's a great spell.
What is this hero?
Warlock. You know, it's funny because his damage from Fatal Bonds was not changing. This used to be higher in Warlock's heyday. So this is still post-Fatal Bonds damage nerf, but with the added Imp Explosion, it makes up for it. I love this hero. I love this draft, Team Spirit. I'm a big fan of this hatred draft. This is just hate. It's hatred. You just don't want them to play. Look, they're smoked again, Mike. Miposhka and Mira want to do it again.
Oh, why not? Pakaz is in trouble now. Pakaz being chased, but he has the waveform. Although, Panda's going to show up, so they might go for the fight. There's your primal split. Collapse will commit, and it'll be onto the net. But they lose the Morphling. Pakaz will be able to get out of there. Panda would be the one to sacrifice his life to ensure the Morphling is gone. EG still kind of positioning in a way where they almost look like they want to take the fight. They did just pick up a Blade Mail on Whisper, so it could be a pretty big power spike for the Axe now. They'll see Lal. I don't know if they can really take him down that quickly, but with the Mystic Flare, they are going to try. Problem is, he is still not down. Lal is running. Bode is out. Jewel is out as well. They'll dunk on him, but can they get out now? Finger on to see Smile. Not quite enough yet. Collapse literally ignores him. Literally ignores him and just walks right past. It's Whisper. He's going to be the one to go down to boot. And Panda. Oh, Panda will be okay. Pakaz is going to show up now. Collapse. He'll just keep going. Man up. Onto the Morphling. Pakaz, that's too much damage you're taking. But he'll keep go for more. Collapse is down. Miposhka, he's the actual carry though, John. The Warlock's the problem. The upheaval comes out. Pakaz cannot waveform yet. Still trying, but is down.
Oh my god.
He was 1 second away from the waveform being off cooldown.
That's just insanity. Like that jump onto Laurel. This is not the target you want to prioritize. That Kunkka with a Blade Mail.
Oh. They're trying with the Blade Mail. Mystic Flare out. Yatoro will drop. So they do get some nice revenge. Yeah.
That's the jump you need. It can't be the Kunkka. Like, you saw Matthew just died to the Blade Mail. Mystic Flare onto one with Blade Mail. That's not a fun time for the Skyrat Mage, that reflected damage. So you have to be a bit cautious. Finding this Yatoro kill is still pretty big. Whisper's starting to get some dunks up, has a lot of armor with 3 cults on hand. And it's just 3 bonus armor. It will start to ramp up once you get the levels up. So you are starting to get more durable, but a Team Spirit are still set for this really big timing. Like the Heart's gonna come out for Laurel, can't be instantly bursted down, has the Shard to grow into, has the Axe to grow into as well, maybe a BKB. You do have some protection out on Pakaz. He does have the Linken's up. So you're not going to be able to just instantly hex the hero. You're going to have to go for a really quick mana drain hex and just try to control him up. That's going to be a window for Pakaz to respond to the jumps in. Still, Team Spirit, they've got control of this game so far. You're working your way towards the blink for Chris Luck. He's got his own Blade Mail up and running. Once you have more initiation for EG, they've got to play the pick-off game. Whenever the side of Team Spirit split up, that's when you're strong.
Going to blink out of that bottom lane. They are setting up. But very hard to imagine they actually get anything out of this. Meanwhile, top lane though, Collapse does get jumped by Pakaz, but it is literally only Pakaz. Back bottom lane, Bode is out, Golem dropped. It's going to all be onto the Axe and Whisper. He is taking through it with the call out. Panda will swap him out of there as well. They'll stun up the Warlock for now. Finger from a mile away. Panda still surviving thanks to Chris Luck, and now Mira trying to go onto the Skywrath. Pakaz's going to show up through the twin gates, so finding one. In fact, he might find another now because Lyle does get caught. Jewel is out. The Kunkka is down. They are looking like they're getting a little bit confident here, John. EG. Well, here we go again. Non-stop fighting. Pakaz. He's going to be the target. Press the attack to get him out of here, but the Cyclone is going to be out from Collapse. Bring him back down, stun him up. The Pakaz is a tanky boy and does just waveform away. They'll get nothing out of this rotation here, Team Spirit. But even in a 3v5, it's EG backing off.
Yeah, they play it safe. Please pick up that tier 2 token, guys. Team Spirit. No, they left it. It's by the camp, right by the cliff, the small camp.
Oh, no.
By the tier 1. It's just there. Yeah, they didn't see it while walking out, so it's a little bit of a shame. I'm not sure. I think it dropped for either it dropped towards the Warlock. Dropped towards Miposhka.
I think it was Yatoro.
Yeah, but it was jumping towards a Warlock for some reason.
Oh, call out. They've got Yatoro again. Whisper. They're really making a lot of work happen here with this Blink Blade Mail. Let's see with the Mystic Flare follow-up as well. Just so much work. It's Mira at least going to find a Skywrath Mage to hex up. Should be able to get some form of a trade here, but certainly not a very worthwhile trade considering they lost their carry. Chase down onto Matthew. Eventually going to work out, of course. Again, they're doing a fantastic job of just focusing down the TB.
Yeah, until a BKB comes out here, it's going to be a little bit rough. I mean, the call's always going to be your big issue, but even the additional control on top, the Ancient Seal, heck, the Magic Missile, all kind of put a dent into what Yatoro wants to do in the middle of these engagements. So, has to be cautious. Okay, someone finally pinged it. Thank goodness.
They haven't picked it up, that's the problem.
Someone, please, Mira. Yes. There you go.
Collapse can't waste
yeah,
his
it's
APM
Miposhka's, see?
items.
It's Miposhka's.
Oh, it doesn't matter,
It bounced towards him. No, but it's funny. He didn't even last hit it. It's like, alright, you get blessed. They find it in the end. That's all that matters. And EG, what matters for them is that they're finding a way to kind of maintain this game. They drag the lead of Team Spirit down to 6k. They've got the blink on Chris Luck. They're scaling up. They're getting room for Picasso to finally get things done.
And again, bottom lane, gonna find a lion kill for himself, though I believe he missed the dun. Doesn't really matter though, still gets the kill.
Yeah, not a big loss. You would want a little bit more of that buff up, especially up against a Terrorblade. A little bit armor never hurts, but not the biggest deal in the world. Find a little bit of a freebie. Again, EG are starting to play where their lineup shines, in these pickoffs, in these kind of scattered fights, when Team Spirit are just presenting themselves as an incomplete group. That's where EG really shines. So Team Spirit has to maybe just wait out these item timings they're looking for. You've got the Heart and Laurel though, so you could be ready to go just off the back of that, but it does feel like you want that tidal wave to be up in the Kunkka just to help you reposition these heroes and help you isolate them in these fights. Still a little bit more gold needed for that shard here.
Yeah. Well, 20 minutes in now, 5k advantage for Team Spirit. The car's still trying to catch up to Yatoro. He's not too far behind. He's only about 400 gold behind, in fact, so a very even game in terms of net worth now, and the win probability has slowly been rising back the way of EG as we do head into the mid-game. That is really all off the back of Whisper, who picked up that blade bow and just made all the work happen. We see Panda almost dying to the Tormentor, but Bakaz will take over. Bakaz can just strength morph to survive through this, but may not have the damage in the end. We'll see. Uh-oh. Bit of a juggle here from Bakaz. He's going to be alright, I think.
Yeah, both sides just find their Tormentors, no problem. Shard onto Matthew's actually pretty big. Shield of the Sign is not to be underestimated with the spell spam of the Sky in a good position. It's going to be a little bit harder to physically burst down. Team Spirit going for that smoke play. Unfortunately not getting the Shard and Laurel. It's kind of annoying, but you can make do. On Collapse, it's still pretty useful to have that increased split. See if they find anything. It's a long wrap around from Spirit.
Don't find anyone in the mid lane. We'll try the Radiant Triangle, but Lars also gonna not find anyone there. So back to the Dire Jungle is where they probably should go. We'll take over the Triangle for now, hoping somebody shows up. Mira's still having a scout around, so is Lal. In fact, Lal now going to find C Smile, but instead takes the Watcher, revealing his position. Meanwhile, Mira barely missing out on C Smile, who does blink up to the north and does get away. But everyone gets away. Very nice and disengaged from EG.
And this is playing into EG right now. They're the ones that need recovery. They're the ones keeping the net worth rather even. It's not increasing to Team Spirit side by all too much, still maintaining at 6k. And they're the ones to go for the smoke play. Again, with the blinks up, with burst damage you can play with from the Skywrath Mage, you've got enough to look for these solo pickoffs. They just need to find the angle in here.
Yeah. Roshan is going to be the objective that they want to go for, it seems. There is a smoke out, EG. They may know this is happening, but they have moved into the Dire Triangle instead of going for the Roshan pit, so perhaps not. They are close by, but Roshan is already less than half HP. The EG have no real way to scout this out, but they do scan the Roshan pit, and now they are fully aware that this is happening. But they will give up on the Roshan attempt. Team Spirit have got it well and truly. And that'll be an Aegis up for Yatoro now. So with the Skadi timing up as well, things get very scary for EG, but we'll see if Team Spirit really want to start applying pressure through this bottom lane or not.
Pretty much set up to do so. I mean, you've got the Radiance running in Collapse. You've got all your spells ready. You've got the Chaotic Offering ready to go. You've got even more imps coming out with the Upheaval now as well, with a shard up in Miposhka. You're kind of set. It's down to EG to try to break up this formation. Look for that back line. Look for these solo pickoffs if you can.
Bottom tier 2 going to go down for free. Will they go high ground is the question. Answer might just be a yes. Team Spirit hanging around that Radiant jungle, but pings are coming out. And if they can catch someone with the shard, with the tidal wave of Lal, pretty easy kills to get in. In fact, here goes Miran. There's the tidal wave out onto the Venge. Panda is gone immediately. T3 tower now suddenly open for Yatoro to focus down, and it is going down very fast. They will be forced to glyph through this. Bakaz will show up. Axe Call is there onto Lal as well. Lal is gone. They've got the Conqueror. Now the Jewel out. Chris Luck, he caught the TB. Yatoro, he's got no target asunder. He'll lose the Aegis. He couldn't get it on Miposhka. So no Metamorphosis now for Yatoro, but he's still moving back in. Like, never mind. Seems like they will end up retreating in the end. Not the worst situation for Spirit. I mean, they do get the T3 tower. They will still walk away with their carry. And it was a mid for a mid trade anyway, so not the worst trade in terms of heroes.
Not the worst, not the ideal either with a fresh Aegis. I think you want to get more done here for the side of Team Spirit, but when you lose that first life on Terrorblade, you just don't have any follow-through options without something like your Ags or a refresh up. They're forced to play it safe. Despise EG time. Losing a tier 3 is not the end of the world for them. Should be relatively easy for them to just constantly clear out. So they can keep playing the stall game. Keep trying to ramp up. It's down to Pakaz really to get more going on this morph. Going for the BKB next, all defensive, but that could be all he needs as long as the initiation's clean from Whisper and Chris Luck.
Whisper. Oh, jump in, misses Miposhka. Does not get what he wanted. Matthew, immediate TP out, and so will Whisper, but the X is there from Lal. They had the vision. So Lal gonna hold down Whisper. He'll try to fight back the best he can, but obviously there is no fighting. He does have buyback though, in case he does need it, and he may just very soon, because Pakaz is now being chased down. Mira, he's got the Hex out, he's got the follow-up Earth Spike to throw out, and he also has Finger in 5 seconds, but not quite yet. Pakaz is going to be okay to get out this time around. But they are still going. Lal going to find himself a Venge once again. That'll be Panda. Apps going. Reflection. That'll do the trick. Sadly for Panda on this Venge, he just cannot survive the initiation from this Kunkka.
No. He's a long ways off from finding something like his Ags here. Even a Shard taking a little bit longer than you want for that additional control. Team Spirit just capitalized on top. Take a tier 2. Only one outer tower left for the side of EG. A 12k lead standing for Team Spirit. They've got Golem up in about 20 seconds, so they could actually try to force something in. They could force a bigger fight. Metamorphosis is ready to go on Yatoro as well. But pushing high ground up against potential axe calls, potential duels is always a little bit of a scary time. It's a straightforward angle for EG to look for that back line here. So they should respect to just hold back a little bit. Maybe look for a pick off with a smoke.
Closest target they have. Lal gonna run right into him, though a nice blink out. The X not gonna be within range to throw out here for Lal, though he will try with the tidal wave, but see a little bit off the mark. Into the mid tier 2 tower we go. Metamorphosis is back up. Obviously, you're playing without an Aegis up here, but Pakaz, he does get caught by that, but there's no follow-up to it. Team Spirit are quite split up here against EG. In fact, top lane, Yatoro does reveal himself, and they all just TP in. Whisper, though, gets a very nice call-off onto the Lion. Mira, however, is not dying quite yet. In fact, now he has gone down thanks to Pakaz. But Pakaz, I'm not sure if he can really hope to fight Yatoro at the moment. Meanwhile, the Skywrath Mage, Matthew, being chased down by Lal. But he's going to be alright to be 4-staffed out. Instead, it is Panda once again who has to die So they are prepped for a defense of this tier 3 top tower. Whisper waiting for the blink initiation once again. The thing is, he has to catch Yatoro basically. And even that's not really just enough. That'll be Team Spirit. They won't rush anything too fast. They're just back to farm. Still very early.
Not too much time left on the Metamorphosis. They play it safe again. They show respect for that high ground team fight, that pick-off potential EG can find in a clumped up area. Although Whisper?
Yeah, he gets X'd up. Or at least pop the Blade Mail to make it a little bit challenging for them to focus him down. See, Smile's also going to be there with the blink in. Gets a duel off onto the Lion. Will take out Mirror. So Mirror is now gone. Meanwhile, the Axe, Whisper, he is still alive. He barely makes it out with a slither of HP. And nobody from EG ends up dying. He actually gets out in about 300 HP.
That's a pretty major win for EG. They force out the Golem. They force out a lot in that engagement, and they find a freebie. Doesn't seem like a big hero kill, but the fact that Golem's down means that, again, you're not going to be looking for a wide engagement here from the side of Team Spirit. Now they're just going to set their eyes for that next Roshan. About a minute 40 until we find out that respawn timer here. Full Octarine up on Collapse does mean more uptime for him to kind of just, you know, always split up. Already has a quickening charm on top of that, so the uptime for the split is a lot better now. See how much impact it will have. He's playing tag up top here, but they play it cautiously on EG as well.
Slow is out, silence is out, but ultimately they can't really hope to take down the man. $15k advantage still standing for Spirit. I mean, they are still being very respectful of the potential for a comeback here from EG. You can see that there is still about a 22% chance of that happening. The cars could still be the issue they are looking to try and deal with, but it's just very hard, because every time you see a Toro pop the Metamorphosis with that Skadi against the Morph, it never feels good for Picasso to just stick around. There's no real fight to be had unless this TB is dealt with. And that is really all the pressure on Whisper. Chris Luck has not had the best of luck jumping the TB throughout these engagements, so I just feel like the Axe is the one having the most impact here for EG as Whisper. He's going to get jumped by Collapse. Collapse really messing around with him. Does go for a Thunderclap, but that'll be about it. No real kill potential anyway.
Setting up for Roshan. Could be a quick timer. Already getting control in that top area here for the daytime spawn. And you've got the full Ags already up on Laurel. So all of that crazy team fight is lined up here for Team Spirit. This is the point where it can get very difficult for EG coming into these engagements as the BKBs start to trickle down. Although you still have relatively fresh BKBs on Chris Luck and Pakaz. So it's not going to be the biggest issue in the world. 2.5 minutes for the respawn. Team Spirit looking for a pick-off.
Yeah. Toro will... Oh, Pakaz. Pakaz, he gets a strength buff in time. Swap is out. Golem dropped. They do get the Venge. Pakaz BKBs and just waveforms out of there immediately. They do protect the Morphling. Poor old Panda has to give his life up again. He's doing the right thing here as the top racks. Oh, it will fall. There is just no defending it. They really have not found a solution to this issue of the Spirit Draft, and well, now even just Collapse just messing with them.
Keeping them up in the air. They find a tier 2. Probably can't go for another high ground push. And again, Roche is a little bit of a longer timer, so EG should be able to contest. But the map is certainly in favor now of Team Spirit. With one racks up, top lane is going to constantly shove in. They've got pretty much control on the entire map with no outer objectives left here for EG to play with. They've got the Butterfly to farm up for Yatoro. They will try for a smoke play out in EG. Again, if they can isolate the elements of Team Spirit, force them to stream in one by one, that's where this lineup can shine and can start to punish Team Spirit when they are split apart.
Here we go, both teams rushing towards the same point in the map. Roshan's still a minute and 5 seconds away. There is vision around this area for EG, so they have that advantage their way. Mirror's looking to try and get some D wards off, but he may get picked off if he's not too careful. Whisper's going to have a look around for this lion. Problem is he's going to find a collapse instead. Collapse does back himself out again. They'll reveal they are in position. Full on 5v5 skirmish about to happen, it seems. Roshan, though, still 30 seconds away now.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
Thing is, you've got the Torrent Storm on Lal, so it's a pretty tough fight to be had for EG in a small area like this.
Dangerous choke point for both sides. Full butterfly being up. Toro could change things though. As long as he doesn't get caught out by a duel and Mystic Flare. This terribly can be a little bit harder to deal with. We also have yet to see the Torrent Storm in action from Laurel.
Hex Roshan, he's in the pit. Team Spirit, they'll break this smoke around the Roshan pit. The Kaz is in that invis right now, and we have a pause. This is a very awkward pause.
No.
Oh boy. Clench those butt cheeks, Bakaz. It is not safe right now, sir. My goodness, look at this position for him. I mean, this is scary. Mind you, Spirit have no idea he's there.
Yep. And they know where the side EG knows where Team Spirit's at. The tension in that music.
It got more intense. I was like, wait, where's this music coming from? I haven't got this sound pack on Dota. Where'd this come from?
It's the pause music. Building up that tension. They've got the swap to save. They've got the call ready. They've got the duel ready. Although Chris Luck's pretty damn far away.
Still not spotted out.
Ooh.
There he is. They'll see him now. They'll break the Lincolns immediately, but the mana drain from Mirror. He wanted to break the Lincolns as well. Both teammates have the exact same idea. Jump in. Chris Luck, he's got a duel out. He's caught the Warlock. That is Maposhka down, but he'll buy back into the team fight as now the Torrent Storm will come out, creating all kinds of chaos here from Lal. They've got Chris Luck X'd up into the boat. He gets swapped out, but he is down. Meanwhile, the Axe trying to find this TB, but Yatoro, he gets asunder in time. He's going to turn right back around on Whisper. And Roshan says, I don't want this crap around my house. I'm out of here. He just leaves. Pakaz is gone. Matthew is gone. Even Roshan's gone.
Yeah. I mean, that was just not the position for EG. If they were all a little bit closer, if the duel was maybe in a better position for Chris Luck on a bigger target than the Warlock, you would have had a better time, but the tier 1 still stands for Team Spirit. They buy back, get into that position, get the golem drop. Yatora is still allowed to sunder out. And now they've got Roche control. Heck, they're even shoving in mid. And they're forcing a response out from EG, and there's nothing Chris Luck can really do here, all by himself.
Taking Roshan, forcing a mid-Rax. Team Spirit just getting maximum value off the map right now. And EG can do nothing about it. Now Yatoro going to come in with the Aegis. Collapse has already got the mid-Rax down. And there's only a bottom Rax left to take, and that is already exposed. There is no tower protecting, so Collapse is just going to pop the Primal Split. And he'll just do it the old-fashioned way. 8 hands are better than 2, John. Collapse.
Yep.
And he just holds him back. What are you going to do?
Not much. And you've got the secondary life ready to go. It's just going to be Megas with no Fortify left for the tier 4s, mind you.
And you've even got an Axe out on Maposhka now. Double Golem incoming. Chris Luck, he's going to try one last time. He'll go into Lal. They'll look to burst him down to the Sunder and keep him alive, but not for long enough. Meanwhile, Maposhka, though, he's got that massive upheaval, slowing everyone down. They'll try to focus him, though Maposhka actually not going to get called from the low ground. Wasn't within range for Whisper. So they'll get away with the Kunkka kill, and that's about it.
Yeah, managing to bail out. I mean, still Mega Creeps that EG have to contend with, but you know, we've seen comebacks from Mega Creeps. Although, yes, again, with a caveat, that was OG. But that was EG they were playing up against. Maybe EG's picked up a couple of those tricks and from that last time around. I don't think Team Spirit's the kind of team to fumble with a lead like this, though. So, it should still be in a relatively safe position. Wait for the respawns, retake high ground, take a team fight. You've got the Chaotic Offering ready to go in a few seconds. Gonna be there on the respawn. Maybe want to refresh on top to feel really good about that, but not quite there. You get the shard up for Whisper. So that does mean that you have a better time with a counter helix with that debuff for total attack damage and no cooldown on the spin. So you can just spin to win now, as you can see Whisper. Little Beyblade top over there.
Love to see it. It's one of the better shots you can have for sure. And
Oh,
Whisper. Oh, Mirror.
and this is
He
a
gets
fun
one of your favorites.
Yes. I love this one. Haha, just stand back, debuff immunity, mana drain for fun. Of course, he's gonna have to pop the mana drain to break Lincoln's anyway, so we're not gonna see too much fun here, Mike. Not too much hate. Not any longer.
Unfortunately. One day.
One day. I mean, we'll never see upheaval plus mana drain on one target to slow them down. Just because, again, you have to save that for the Lincoln's pop.
Yeah, but now
You have to
do
be
it
able
3
to
times.
be ready to hex. Yeah, that's true. No one moves. It's so dumb. Oh.
Here we go again. High ground's being breached here by Team Spirit. Nothing really holding them back. They'll pop the primal split. Are they just going to go for tier 4s? Yeah, I guess they are.
Yeah.
Why not? Just rush it. Who cares? We've got too many units to control. Golem dropped. How about
here
some
you
more
go.
units, boys? Just rush the Ancient. No need to fight. Chris Luck and Panda both getting annihilated. La will take down a third. And that's it. No GG call necessary. The game is officially over. That's pretty rough for EG.